Did you know that Epcot was never supposed to be a theme park? What we experience today is a fascinating shadow of one of the most ambitious projects ever conceived. Walt Disney's original vision wasn't for rides and festivals, but for a real, functioning city of the future, a permanent World's Fair. Before his death in 1966, Walt Disney laid out his grand plan for the experimental prototype community of tomorrow, or Epcot. In a private film, he described it not as an attraction, but as a living blueprint of the future. Imagine a real city, home to 20,000 residents, constantly being upgraded with the latest technology. This was meant to be a showcase for American industry and ingenuity, a place where companies and nations could display their latest innovations not for a few months, but forever. Walt's design was pure futurism. He envisioned a perfectly circular city with a bustling urban center at its heart. This central hub would have been completely enclosed by a massive climate-controlled dome, shielding its residents from the elements and creating a perfectly managed environment. Think about it: no rain, no humidity, just perfect weather year-round. On the surface, you wouldn't see a single car. The streets were for people. All transportation from personal vehicles to public transit would be underground, utilizing a network of electric people movers and monorails. It was a radical solution to traffic and pollution. The entire city was structured like a permanent World's Fair. World's Fairs, like the famous ones in Chicago in 1893 or Newark in 1939, were temporary events that introduced the world to marvels like the Ferris wheel, television, and electric lights. Walt wanted to capture that spirit of innovation and make it permanent. Companies like General Electric and Ford wouldn't just sponsor a ride. They would maintain entire pavilions, demonstrating futuristic appliances and transportation systems that people would use in their daily lives. Surrounding the urban core would be international villages, much like the World Showcase we know today, but designed as authentic cultural hubs where people could live, work, and share their heritage. Epcot was meant to be a continuous living lab, a place where human progress was not just celebrated, but actively lived. After Walt passed away, the massive scale and financial risk of building a real city seemed overwhelming to the Disney company. The board decided that creating a residential city was just too ambitious and perhaps unmanageable. So, they pivoted. They kept the core concepts, the international showcase, and the focus on future technologies, but repackaged them into a theme park. When Epcot Center opened in 1982, it was a beautiful tribute to Walt's vision, but it was a symbolic one. It was a park about the future, not a city of the future. The World Showcase celebrated culture, and Future World explored innovation, but the dream of a lived-in, experimental community was set aside. Even so, the legacy of Walt's permanent World's Fair is everywhere. It influenced the design of Tomorrowland and Disney parks around the globe, and even inspired real-world projects like Celebration, Florida, Disney's planned community. Today is Epcot, with its cultural pavilions and corporate-sponsored attractions focused on sustainability and technology, still carries the DNA of that original World's Fair ethos. It's a place that encourages us to imagine a better future. Beneath the blueprints and corporate partnerships, Walt's Epcot was a deeply philosophical vision. It was a utopian dream of humanity working together, using science and culture to create a harmonious world. It was an experiment in how our environment can shape our lives for the better. Many futurists see Walt's original plan as the missing link between the great World's Fairs of the past and the smart city concepts we talk about today. It was, and remains, a powerful dream of a managed utopia, built on the promise of technology and human imagination. So the next time you walk around World Showcase Lagoon, remember the city that almost was. Thanks for watching. If you found this fascinating, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives. See you in the next video.